interweb, and welcome back to Cattle Shores, episode 26 for our hustling, bustling little town. Interestingly, the residential demand keeps going up. I keep building houses, and then the demand comes back up, and we've only really got an extra 1,000 population. Little condos. It's quite nice with their little park. Elk City Park has already got 4 stars in it, and that's nice. That's because it's got a Ferris wheel, see? The Ferris wheel makes all of the difference. So this does look like I'm liking this, the way that this looks. Yep, that to me looks like residential areas of the city suburbs. No industrial demand yet, although I think we're down now to 87% employed. Another office abandoned. Abandoned because there weren't enough people. This is why we're not building any more factories in the factory area yet, in the factory district, or the oil industry. Because I think that these industries are just taking up all of the people and all of the demand. And there is no demand until I've made lots and lots more houses. I should get rid of these, actually, because they do just fill up and then say, empty me. And then you empty them and then they go, oh, start filling me up again. And no. Just self-manage, guys. Just self-manage. Something that we've added a couple of car parks here with people going to just car parks, and then as we're in this this quiet stretch of industrial road here, we're going to go along, and we've got a new path here. We've got a nature walk, or a bit of a nature run, as I'm holding down my caps lock key, so I'm running a little bit quicker. But this sort of nature walk, I do have one of these sort of within about 20 miles of where I live as well. It's just a nice path in the countryside near a train line. A little bit further than this particular train line. But where does this go? Ooh. And will we ever find anybody on it? I've gone for this instead of the dirt path. This is the nature reserve path, and this just looks a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? Lots of rocks. But this takes us to... This takes us to Chirpyland. Or I might call this, in the absence of any suggestions, I might call this Yellow Tree Park. And a rock. The rock is hiding. Can you tell what the rock is hiding? It's hiding a block service, but it's not electricity for once. It's actually garbage collection. What I've had to do here, I found putting this, I had to put a little tiny bit of road so that I could put a side exit or a different exit. So now I could feasibly have people walking. I have seen one bicycle and one pedestrian, and then this started filling up with garbage, and I didn't want to connect the road because there's not really anywhere. But in order to do that and stop garbage piling up, occasionally you have to have a truck pop up, go, I'll take that garbage, and then disappear back into the rock. The Bat Cave is under there, and that's where they analyze all of the rubbish, because it's Killer Croc there, Batman's mortal nemesis. We put a few park decorations in, a couple of little bits of pavement with some carts and some, balloon cart there, and some flower beds near the benches and the little rides and benches and things like that. Just scattered them around. But let's see. This park looks nice and busy now. Let's see how many visitors we're getting. Ooh, 2,365. But yeah, so that path goes out there. Do your thing. Right, so that is that's still the, yes, that's the thingy. Because then straight roads build better houses. And let's just have our plaza here, because we haven't got anything. Look, no, we haven't got any sort of park here. Let's make let's get a nice flower garden here as well. Let's get that off to the side there. Lovely. Low dential Low dental residentia berry. From our low density residential area. There we go. There are some words, and I am capable of speaking them. Isn't that good? And so there we go. It's a little bit more spread out here, but this is older. Obviously, this was the old town, old river town. As they expanded out, they just started going straight roads or straighter roads for dead end roads to keep the traffic to a minimum. Nobody but Imperial Jedi loves traffic lights everywhere. So what are we going to do something specific today? I think we shall. I think what we'll need to do, because I'm still trying to get that residential demand just keep increasing. What we're going to do is, I think we will come over here to this area where we haven't really done anything. But it's still one of these, projects about making infrastructure and making stuff happen. Getting more sort of attractions for the city, because I don't want to do anything, well, my residential, we're just filling out some residential zones as and when the demand comes. And the commercial, we're just leaving as it is. And industrial is not happening. So we've only really got exciting, crazy infrastructure projects to go. They are things to do whilst we are trying to collect demand for our people. Whereas what I meant to do was take it to about there and then just shrink it down so it was to 1 0. Let's just move that up there so that looks about the right height. We've got now, yuck. Yuck, he says. Yucky soba. I'm sure that's perfectly safe having a power line immediately under a road bridge. Okay, right, so now what we want to do is we want to get the terrain height and we want to look at where we are going. We've got our nature reserve. Don't forget, so the nature reserve, nowhere flat. What we'll do is we'll flatten out some terrain. Shibida-ba-ba-ba, shibida-ba-ba-ba. And we're going to bring the terrain up. And sometimes I press the button and it doesn't take. And I don't notice that it doesn't take, and then I end up flattening when I should be smoothing. Huda Road. That's the one I'm looking for. Tolls. That's the one I'm looking for. Two-way, large toll booth. Just a small one. Because now we're entering nature reserve. And we want to charge people for using the nature reserve. And you go up, and then you want to drive into the nature reserve. Now you're going to make that decision way back here. And we've got some traffic lights here, so you've got time to stop and think about it. And then water, we will connect ourselves up to the normal network here. Does it really count as going under the roads if you're actually going under a bridge? That is the question. Wanted us to make that into a squawktagon. So I'm going to look at leveling. I'm going to look at leveling around about that level. Now I know what's going to happen there is the car park's going to pitch over the edge. And somebody's going to park on it, aren't they? You know it, I know it, we all know it. And I think that's lower. So we then go smoothie movie. And there we go. Now, we have car parks, and people are going to come to these car parks for no apparent reason other than they love to come to car parks. Now that these are active, you watch, by the time I've built the gate for the nature reserve, I bet we get cars parked there. Let's see. Maybe not by the time I've built the gate, although I do have to smooth that out a little bit. So what we're going to do, so we're going to then take, we're going to move this, we're going to use move, there we go. We're going to move that back a little bit, and then we'll go yoink and yoink. I'll move those two in so they're in line with the edges, so that everybody that's got any of those needs to have things line up nicely can have their wish. And then that is our park area, and that is going to be not a zoo but a nature reserve. And the main gate for the nature reserve, that's needing flattening. Let's see, did we have a... Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, no, we did. Well, we had a visitor in the form of a police car. Oh, no, it's a kayak guy. So we had a visit. Well, we had a visitor leave. That's unusual. But now we've got one staying, and they're just going to visit the recycling bin, at the car park. Yeah, because that's what we like. Are they recycling points? I don't think I've ever had a look at these actually. Wheelie bins. Wheelie bins, just wheelie bins. I've wheelie been looking forward to making that pun. So, Lake Meadows. Lake Meadows? Isn't that the name of my park? No, there's More World. More World. Yeah, that's rubbish, isn't it? More World. Alright, let's see. Where our area is. Okay, so that nature reserve is huge. I'm actually going to extend it because I kind of want it to reach the river town. And we've got this little... Oh, that's a dirt track. That's perfect. Dirt track. It's going to go up there. And then we're gonna join the river. We're going to join the river town. And we are going to have a crazy big park. Massive nature reserve. What we also need on the road front, let's smooth out some of the road, hill even, and then we're going to just bulldoze some trees like they do, go to the weather and switch that off, because wouldn't be a Cattle Shores stream if we didn't have rain needing to be switched off. And then we're going to have, there's a nature reserve main gate, side gate. There's a maintenance building, isn't there? No, though that'll just be the normal maintenance building. That is big. That is big. I am going to need to smooth out. Wow, that is huge. I hadn't thought about how big that was. Should that be maybe this way? I'm going to delete some trees. Whee! Oh, Can just go up here. I wouldn't normally put them on sides of mountains, but that's kind of... That horse is already bolted, my friend. This map has a lot of trees on mountainsides. And you'd best not complain about it, because that's where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will put it 4 over there because conscious that we are quite close to a lot of trees. So I think having a fire station is going to be quite useful there as well. And then, so we've basically got ourselves a little setup here. Park maintenance building. Ah, the ranger kayak guys. They are park rangers. Interesting. Park maintenance. You will recall we followed a jeep with a kayak on the back. Last episode before, maybe one of these episodes. They're all blurring into one now. Overlooking the city. Once again, stuff with a view. You can have your lunch there. You can sit out and you can look over the city. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Because it all looks so far away and so small. And so dinky. And you can't really tell whether there are any skyscrapers anywhere. Because we haven't really got any skyscrapers. And the view is going to be obliterated by the whole factory area. Ha ha ha! That's the price of progress. But for now, people can enjoy park benches. There's quite a lot of traffic around here already. I don't know why you got traffic, my friends. Let's see. What we're looking for is park. There we go. And nature reserve. And we want our decorated nature reserve. We're going to do that for a little bit. Now we've just got huge swathes. So we're going to go over here. We're going to stick near to the green line. And then presumably we've got some park toilets or something. I'm going to imagine we would probably have some park toilets. Doesn't look like it's got toilets. Oh, outhouse. Oh, there you go. You know, there's no reason to be listening to your neighbour. Right, so what decorations are we talking about here that are different? What I think they're basically saying is that they've got some street lamps. So these are lit areas. So that's going to be fine. And what we will do is we will drag... Oh, no. We'll drag these over here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have... It's going to be nice and lit up for the early part, because we'll have some facilities around here, around the front. Yeah, it doesn't look like Scott Drive's going to be required. So we're going to kill that, but we're going to put some of these larger things near the front. So what we got? Nature Reserve side gate, and then campfire site. It doesn't... tents are going through. Do we want something... Tent camping site? Oh, that's quite big. Let's put our lean-to shelter out here. And then a lookout tower over here. Because then that's still going to be looking out over the town. Let's just move some trees. Move. There we go. I'm going to move some trees so that he's got some space to look from the lookout tower. And there's no way to... No, there's no way to get up. But he basically has that view from the lookout tower. That's not a bad view. Don't dislike that. Again, some of that's going to get ruined by factories. Over to the right of that, you see that highway in the middle there? That highway in the middle, over to the right of that is where all the factories are going to be, and luckily there's a tree in the way. So if we just move this tree up a little bit, and this tree up a little bit, then we should find that, yeah, the factory area is going to get obscured. So we'll see. We can see the port in the distance. There we go. Anyway, so I think what we're going to do, because it feels like we've probably been doing this for about half an hour, so I think we are going to call it there. I think what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit of smoothing, a little bit of shimmying that. Getting slightly higher than 133. Those are 134. Going back and doing some flattening out there. And then running that path a little bit more. And that path, there we go. And then I think to about there, that can be where we have some decorative stuff. Decorative stuff. We'll go to a campfire site. Oh, it needs to be placed inside the park area. The park area needs to be expanded. There we go. In fact, I'm going to go as far as saying up to 136 now. I'm going to curve that round. I'm going to expand that a little bit. It does feel like the sun is going back. Now, I froze the time at 10 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock. Yeah. It's... but what we're going to do here is we're going to take the path, the decorated path that we've got, and we are just going to go out there, and up there, and over there, and down there. And then what we've done is we've effectively made we've made a camping circle, I suppose. And we can put, that's a fire. We can put a fire in the middle. That's going to need to be roadside, isn't it? Okay, so we'll put that there. And that will be the extent of our civilization. Okay, so the headlights or the lights will go out that far. I'm just going to pretend that pipes should go under these paths as well. And you're going to go for a bit of a hexagon on this one, because we want to be crazy. There we go. And that's where we're going to leave it. So what we're going to do is that's where we've got the lit stuff, and then it's going to go all the way. There's going to be trails and things all the way through here, and then there's going to be tents and all of the elements, but they'll be even more spread out than the park, which I just cannot bear to be called More World. So for now, I'm going to call it, I've got caps lock on, Yellow Tree Park. There we go. Yellow Tree Park now has 3 stars. Oh, and now there's crime. Oh dear. Why would you have crime? You've got no people. I didn't pick up there is a block service for every service. But I don't think I've picked up the police block service. No. And it feels a bit much to put a whole police station there for six squares of road. But I think block services is going to have to be, and because I'm gonna need one for fire as well, aren't I? Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that off screen, or I'll forget about it. We've got 5 stars there. And so, yes, there we go. The nature reserve has begun. It's going to sprawl all the way across this place, and then it will actually connect us to Rivertown. Hello, plane. And it will also connect via footpath to the renewable energy hub, which, when we start getting a bit stressed out with the amount of power that we're consuming from these two, when the nuclear stations aren't enough, we will start work on the renewable energy hub. And yeah, so there it goes. What day is this? This is Monday. On Wednesday, we will find out how we did in Dorf Romantic. Will I still be continuing game 2, or will I be on to game 3? Will I have done better? Will I have done worse? Who knows? I know. I did it last week. But you don't. So tune in on Wednesday and you will be able to find out, won't you? And that... Oh, you park all the way down here. Don't park on these roads. Look. Look, there's car parks where you can park. Anyway, yeah, so thanks for watching. Come tune in on Wednesday. Join us, won't you, for another episode of Dorf Romantic. And then we'll be back here with some more Nature Reserve, and finishing off the Nature Reserve maybe on Friday. Okay. Toodle pips. Bye-bye. And other, and other farewells.